To be nice tonight, I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course. What a year she's had. She became a role model for trans people everywhere, showing great bravery in breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes. She didn't do a lot for women drivers.
Ricky Gervais is one of the most fearless comedians out there, and he's never been shy about calling out woke celebrities who think they're untouchable. In this video, we're breaking down 5 moments where Ricky completely shut down the Hollywood elite, exposing their hypocrisy and lack of self-awareness. You won't want to miss this. Number 5, the Golden Globes roast.
You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. 5th time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So, I got offered this gig by fax. So, let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all gonna die soon.
Oh, Ricky came out swinging. First sentence, he's already letting Hollywood know he doesn't care. And guess what? That's exactly why people love him. Because he says what everyone else is thinking, but is too afraid to say out loud. And let's be honest, Ricky Gervais is not taking it easy on woke Hollywood. He's been leading the charge against wokeness for years, and he's not slowing down anytime soon. He's not just mocking celebrities. He's saying the quiet part out loud. That's why they sit there awkwardly laughing, because they know he's telling the truth. And trust me, Ricky is just getting started here. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. But with that said, let's keep going.
When I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. No. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right. But seriously, most films are awful.
Ricky Gervais didn't just crack jokes. He exposed the sheer hypocrisy of Hollywood in real time, right to their faces. This wasn't just about roasting celebrities. It was about tearing down the entire facade that these people hide behind. First, let's talk about the in memoriam joke. Hollywood elites constantly preach about diversity, but Ricky flipped it on its head, mocking how they apply their woke virtue signaling to everything, even something as serious as honoring the dead. The joke works because it highlights how these people care more about optics than actual morality. It's not about respect, it's about checking a box. Then, he obliterates the entire award show industry by pointing out the obvious. No one cares about their self-congratulatory nonsense anymore. Regular people aren't watching the Oscars or Golden Globes because they're tired of being lectured by millionaires. This is further proof when you look at their rating. Their woke agenda hit a historic low in 2023. The 2023 Golden Globes reached a record low in viewership, on attracting only 6.3 million viewers, according to data. In contrast, the 2021 broadcast during the height of the pandemic drew 6.9 million viewers, while 2020 saw a significantly larger audience of 18.3 million. And these numbers are still not good, as in 2025 they drew just 10.1 million viewers, down almost 50% from its 2020 numbers. Now there is still more here, as we haven't even gotten to the Epstein joke. That was the moment, the groans, the nervous laughter. It was pure panic, because Ricky wasn't just joking, he was reminding the world that these people are all part of the same club. "Shut up, I know he's your friend, but I don't care." That line sent shockwaves through the room because for once, someone wasn't playing by their rules. He calls them all out and they hated it. This is why Gervais is so dangerous to Hollywood. He doesn't let them hide behind their virtue signaling. He holds up a mirror and forces them to look at their own hypocrisy. And the best part, he does it with a smirk.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and... So...
Ricky also went after some of the biggest hypocrisies in Hollywood. These celebrities love to preach about morality, but they'll happily cash checks from companies that exploit workers in sweatshops. Apple, Amazon, Disney, oh, and let's not forget Nike. The same Nike that lectures America about social justice while running sweatshops overseas. But sure, tell us more about how you are the moral compass of society. Then he lays down the law. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. And the crowd knows it. They're clapping because deep down, they know he's telling the truth. These actors live in million-dollar mansions, fly private jets, and wear Nike shoes made in third-world sweatshops. But they think they're qualified to lecture the rest of us about how to live. And let's be real. These people live in bubbles. Massive, impenetrable, gold-plated bubbles. They don't go to the grocery store. They don't pump their own gas. They don't have a clue what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. But somehow, they think they can scold the average American on politics, economics, and morality? Give me a break. Number 4, Joy Behar.
Well, when you go on the Golden Globes, a lot of time you are politically incorrect and hilarious, of course.
And there it is, the line that should be engraved on a plaque and hung in every woke celebrity's mansion. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. That's the problem with today's outrage culture. Everyone thinks that just because they feel offended, the world needs to stop, bow down, and cater to their emotions. But guess what? Feelings aren't facts. Just because something hurts your feelings doesn't make it untrue. Ricky Gervais understands what so many people refuse to accept. Offense is subjective. It's not a valid argument, it's not a trump card, and it sure as heck doesn't make you morally superior. And yet, Hollywood and the woke mob act like being offended is the ultimate power move. Newsflash, it's not. You can whine, cry, and demand apologies all you want, but at the end of the day, reality doesn't care about your feelings. Before we continue, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this content, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe. Over 99% of our viewers watch without subscribing, and your support helps us reach more people. Have you subscribed yet? Awesome. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to the video.
Offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second-guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that. But, you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing. So if you're saying anything, you should polarise. You should polarise, because...
Ricky's hitting the nail on the head. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. That's the problem with today's woke culture. People are too scared to speak their minds, too worried about offending someone, so they end up saying nothing at all. We can't keep tiptoeing around every sensitive issue for fear of offending the fragile few. If we do, we're left with a world where nobody dares to speak the truth, and our freedom will be dead. Great comedy doesn't cater to the woke agenda, and neither should you. It makes people uncomfortable, forces them to confront uncomfortable truths, and yes, polarizes. If you're not challenging the narrative, what's the point? Number 3, Caitlyn Jenner and trans. Caitlyn Jenner was another target of Ricky's, and it all began when the woke mob went after him for simply saying the name Bruce Jenner. Ricky admitted that he was willing to learn and eventually realized his crime was that he had dead-named her. Here is the clip.
I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlon. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge...
This one was really powerful because the dead naming thing is insane. Back when Caitlyn Jenner was on the Olympic stage and was Bruce Jenner, everyone was praising him. He was a hero. But now, if you slip up and say her former name, you're committing one of the worst crimes in the eyes of the woke world. It's unbelievable. And Ricky's right, I never dead name her now, but what's really insane is how the same people who once hailed her are now ready to cancel anyone who doesn't play by their constantly shifting rules. Dead naming? To the woke crowd, it's like the ultimate crime. Ask the internet if you don't believe me. It's like you've committed some unforgivable sin just by stating a fact about someone's past. But here's the kicker. It wasn't always this way. The same woke culture that screams, respect people's identities, and don't dead name is the same culture that would dig up every detail of Caitlyn Jenner's past when it was convenient for their narrative. Now, you're supposed to act like her previous identity never existed, and if you don't, you're canceled. That's the woke double standard in a nutshell. Constantly shifting the rules, making sure no one can keep up without offending someone. It's all about control, and they'll make you walk on eggshells to maintain it. Number 2, Hollywood elites.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
It's only funny because it's true. There are actually people who think like this. How many woke celebrities have we heard say, if Donald Trump wins again, I'm moving to Ireland? Like, do they really expect us to beg them to stay? Oh no, please don't leave, we need you. These people are living in a fantasy world. We couldn't care less if you want to move to Ireland. Go ahead, pack your bags. The American people want Trump as president, so why don't you just go ahead and take a hike? Number 1, Marvel.
Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree, although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides.
Marvel's focus on flashy, colorful, cinematic gimmicks instead of focusing on real storytelling. And honestly, it's no surprise the entire industry is heading downhill in terms of revenue. Gervais points out that the media's obsession with policing speech and forcing everyone in Hollywood to conform to the woke agenda has led to a major decline in both the quality and creativity of mainstream media. Hollywood used to be about pushing boundaries and telling bold stories, but now it's just a shadow of what it used to be. You know what? I totally agree. The Marvel franchise has become this massive, overblown spectacle, but real cinema, not so much. These aren't movies that challenge the mind or tell deep, thought-provoking stories. They're just flashy, CGI-filled rides that sell tickets. Well, that's all I've got for today. Ricky Gervais has once again proven that when it comes to calling out the absurdity of woke culture, he's not afraid to go for the jugular. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment letting us know your thoughts. We'll see you in the next one, unless, of course, you're too busy getting offended by the truth.